Hey, it's Monster, one half of your dynamic hosting duo of the Nerdy Man Room Show. Proudly bringing you another Man Room Short. Enjoy, and as always, please remember, viewer discretion is advised.
They unexpectedly announced when they were going to be streaming the Batman, which is April 19th. And I say unexpectedly because of what it was. There was a list supposed to go out, just like Netflix does a list and HBO does one. Hey, here's the movies or the TV shows that are coming in this month or whatever. So they released it for the month of March, and they didn't cut the list off for the April stuff that had Batman. It was supposed to be taken off the list to be kept on the DL, supposedly, but it was never taken off the list before it was shared. So uh, if that's really true or not, we'll see. But that will be on there on April 19th, so you'll get to actually watch it then, Hassel. I would tell anybody who asked me that I would not spend the money to go to the theater again for it.
Yeah, I will say I've never seen a Batman movie as divided as this one there because I've talked to various comic fans and I'm talking about actual comic book fans,
Yeah.
and people either love it or hate it. There's no in between there. No, well, it was just odd. No, you either like a lot of, oh man, I loved ABC, and if you talk to another fan like I hated ABC.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's there's a huge divide between us. I'm kind of anxious to watch it. I mean, but I'm not anxious enough to go pay.
Yeah.
I mean,
For me,
I was willing to wait till June. So here, April, I said, hey, that's fine for me.
for me, it was one of those where as a movie, as a standalone movie, it was a good crime noir type drama. But the more you watch it, the more you try to say this is a Batman movie, you realize this ain't a dang Batman movie. And I've heard a lot of people say, just like you said, that there's certain things that's great. Like these people were great in these roles. The guy who played the Riddler did a great serial killer job, but he wasn't the Riddler.
Yeah.
And Colin Farrell playing Penguin was great. He was a great Penguin. That characterization was fine. But everybody's like, hey, the Batman. This one's showing that he was a detective. None of the others ever talk about him being a detective. Yeah, it did that up until about the third act, and you realize, he's really not that good of a detective. He ain't figure out shit. The villain told him what was going on. He pretty much walked
I've heard
through
he's
it
really
every
good
bit
as
of it.
Batman and terrible as Bruce Wayne.
Oh, you mean emo Bruce Wayne? He
You're
walks
not
around
my
hunched
daddy,
over.
Bruce.
He walks around hunched over, won't talk to anybody. He's not a playboy. I was like, this is not Bruce Wayne.
No.
Bruce Wayne puts on a facade for a reason, and this one is not doing
Not
that.
even year two Bruce Wayne, which is what this is supposed to be modeled after.
Yeah, which is fine for some of the fighting and stuff. I'm like, okay, he's not as great a fighter as he's going to turn out to be. But when you get into the story of like, hey, he's supposed to be this great detective, and that's what he's building his rep on, and he only figures out half of what he's supposed to, and then it's basically put dead in front of him. You didn't figure out this part. Then he starts, oh, well, here's the next part of the story. Let me figure that out. But he was told he didn't figure anything out. But I'm gonna stop hating on him so we can move on. But